The next speaker is a member of my family. And years ago, we all started running through this clinic. And 2 of my 3 children still run, so it is amazing. So if you have a child or children that you want to get into running, whether it's just to join you for 1 year, keep you company here, or perhaps you're putting them in the upcoming Kids Run for Fun, which is starting next month, it can turn into a lifelong thing. It can be something that you as a family can share for a long time. So with that being said, let me introduce my son, Tom Dargie.
All right, thank you. As my mom has said, that I am her son, and I wanted to show you this. This is my shirt from when I did the running clinic. This is from 1998. This is 20 years ago. Same thing on the back, has all the names, and some of the names on this shirt are still here in this room. Most notably, Sam Knowles, who is our volunteer coordinator. He's hiding in the back. Wave, Sam. He's been a very prominent member of the club and running clinic for many, many years. So, yeah, as you can see, it has seen many better days, full of holes. I was very, very proud of this shirt. I did something that I couldn't otherwise have done. I took this clinic, all the volunteers that were part of it, a lot of the names that were volunteers, that were leaders at that time. They're still in the running community. Some can't run anymore. Some are now in the mountain biking community, but they're still very active. They're still come out and help and do their thing. So I wore this shirt all the time. I was very, very proud of it, and same with all of you. I've seen a lot of change, and I've seen a lot of people do something that they couldn't do before. So this is really great. So congratulations to all of you. So my little origin story out of the way. I'm here to talk about, what's next. What are you guys going to do now that the clinic is done? We've heard a little bit from Frank about Thursday night trails, and that is an awesome thing to do. It gets you out on some of the best trails that the Valley has to offer. The volunteers are very supportive, helping you, making sure you don't get lost. For some.
Just off trail.
But we truly are blessed to live in this community with some of the best trails that I would say the world has to offer. So my mom pointed out the club itself. The club does a lot for runners like yourselves, for new runners, for old runners, for runners of all abilities. We're a very social group. We do a lot of fun social events as well as running events. But some of the notable events is here at this clinic. We do the half marathon, which is going to be the day after the 5K fun run. Kids Run for Fun, as was pointed out, which is I'm a volunteer in that as well, a leader, and that's a great little thing for kids ages 8 to 14 to come out, be active.
When is that?
That is in April.
It starts April 18th.
April 18th, perfect. Everything I mentioned here today, I'm going to put into an email and be sent to everybody. There's going to be some links and stuff in there as well, so you can follow up with full dates and everything. We also put on the 5th Street Mile, so I don't know if anyone has watched the parade on Canada Day. All the runners running, barreling down the road. That's put on by us, which is a fun event. It's downhill mile, so you can get your best time. We have at Nautical Days in Comox, we do the Nautical Days 4 miler, which I believe is still the longest running BC race consecutively year after year. It's been the longest running race in BC. Started by Dick Merrick, I believe, which was the mayor of Comox who just passed away here, former mayor of Comox, and one of the founding members of the CVRR. CVRR, the club, the Comox Valley Roadrunners, we have a coach, Neil Holm, very well versed at coaching, really good at helping people of all abilities. And for club members, we have Tuesday night track workouts. He helps the club runners, people of all abilities. We ask that you at least be able to run 3 kilometers consecutively, which all of you can do here now. And it helps people work on their strength and speed. So maybe you want to, increase your efficiency running, and that's a great way of doing it. And that runs year round. So snow, rain, doesn't matter. We're going to run the track workouts. If the track is too icy, we normally move it over to Vanier and do some tempo runs and stuff on the driveway. So TNT, which Frank has talked about, it runs through the summer months. When TNT ends, the club puts on what's called pool running. I know it sounds a little silly, and it is a little silly to watch a bunch of adults running around in the circles in the deep end, but I can attest that it is a very, very good workout. It gives you a really good anaerobic workout, helps you work on your form, while all the while you stay cool because you're in the pool and you don't have to worry about gravity or impact. So if you have a little bit of a nagging injury or something, pool workouts are really good for that. It kind of gets you off the road and into the pool where there's a whole different dynamic of friction and everything. So we do a lot of running, obviously, but we also like to have fun. So we do a lot of social events. In the summer, we do a summer solstice barbecue. At the start of the new year, we've done in the past a bikini blast off. More notably, we've done a beverage mile. Very similar to that of a beer mile, if anyone's ever heard of that. We just have our own little take on it. And if you want to drink milk, by all means, drink milk. I don't know who wants to drink milk and run, but where was I? Along with all that, we've done other things like doing barbecues. Breakfast runs are always a fun one. We've done a breakfast run here, and we normally meet at the person's house and go for a run, come back, have a little breakfast. Very similar to the potlucks that Frank has talked about for Thursday night trails. But outside the club, there's a few other little groups that meet. Tuesday mornings at Extreme Runners, there's a group that meets. It's kind of sponsored by Extreme Runners. They run for about 45 minutes to an hour, varying distances, varying abilities. There's people that walk, there's people that walk. There's a few fasties that go, like Gord Harris. And if you catch him when he's not injured, he'll be really fast. If he's injured, he'll be slow. So Thursday mornings, for some people who really like to get out and run a lot, you can meet at Seal Bay Thursday morning and run, and then in the evenings do Thursday night trails. Some of us are suckers for punishment and do it all. But most of these morning groups, it's a social thing. So you run for 45 minutes to an hour, and then you go and have coffee and chat. You talk about your run, you talk about your week, you talk about everything. It's a very social thing, so it's not focused on just running and everything else. It's having fun and being in a group. So maybe weekday runs, weekday mornings aren't your thing. There's Thursday night trails in the evenings, but there's also on the weekends, there's a few groups that go out. Ron Crowther, he has a group Saturday mornings that go out and runs, mostly at Nymph Falls, but I do know that they mix it up sometimes. Sundays, there's a group called the Gnarly 90. They run in the Cumberland Hills, and they go from about 90 to 120 minutes, and that's put on by Kathy Clark. If anyone's run in the Cumberland Hills, they can be fun and challenging at the same time.
And if you haven't seen Saving Space Nugget on YouTube, go see that. It's a little video on the trail system of Cumberland.
So,
It's called Saving Space Nugget.
yeah. So above all, there's lots to do, and we live in a community that is very active, has a lot available. But even within your groups here today, finding somebody that's has the same pace as you, that maybe you can connect with 1 or twice a week. Maybe it's a leader that's in your group. Maybe they're doing a run, and hey, do you mind if I join? We're very open. We're very accommodating. But the biggest thing is, in my opinion, is train for experiences, not for the events. Have fun while you're out there. A lot of people focus on a race, on one event, and they spend months and months and months training up for it. And when that day comes, they do their race. Maybe they're happy, maybe they're not happy, but they've forgotten about all the experiences that they've had leading up to that. We are blessed with just beautiful trails. Enjoy them. Slow down a little bit. Look around. You're out on the country roads. There's some beautiful country out there to gawk at and check out. Speaking of events, there's a lot of different running events around locally, which I mentioned some of them already, but we have some on the island, down island. We have the Vancouver Island Racing Series, which is road racing. You may have heard some of the volunteers like myself, the leaders, talking about being at one of them. They go on through the winter months, January on. But we also have the Trail Running Series, which was formerly called the Gutbuster Trail Series. It does sound like their name. They can be challenging. We have one here at Mount Washington, so you run up to the top and down. For many of us, it's walking. Not all of us can run it. We also have our local triathlon. So for some of you, you may be wanting to get into a little bit of cross training. So cycling, swimming. Part of the triathlon is a just try it. So they don't time it. You're allowed to go at your pace, do your thing, and if you can't quite swim the distance, jump in, swim a few laps, rest, swim some more. It's about just getting out there and trying it. You may find that you love triathlon and want to do it more. Or you may know a friend that swims and one that cycles. You say, hey, let's join a team. Let's do this. Yeah. But above all, just have fun.
And there's the company.
Oh yeah, sorry. We have the Cumby as well that's coming up. They have 25K, and this year a 12.5K distance. It's all through the Cumberland Trail systems. As well in the fall we have the Perseverance, which is put on by Elm, I believe, right? Yes.
Company's May 12th.
Everything I talked about, like I said, I'm going to put in an email, and there'll be links and everything with dates and times of everything, so you can check it all out. But with all that being said, yeah, I guess we'll take a short bathroom break. We'll get out, have some fun in the sun, and carry on.